Arsenal take the trip across London to the London Stadium to take on a West Ham side who've got a quick turnaround after our game out in Ghent last night. Give us hope, somebody, please, because I think we're going to need it. Cecil was joining me from AFTV to preview the game. Cecil, hi, how are you? Thanks for joining me.
Hello, Jake. No, I'm very well. We was down at the London Stadium today, doing a lot of filming, a lot of previews, a lot of coverage, Declan Rice talk, a lot of the preview in the game. It was nice. It was nice to be there. I'm going to be there Sunday as well. I do always love going to London Stadium, not because the record we have is quite good there, but just because it's not too far away to be traveling, and you know what I mean. It's not too bad parking in the Westfield and all that, and then going over there. The only thing is a shame is I'll be honest, the view from the stadium to the pitch is a little bit not
From
the
the upper
greatest.
tier, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly, not the greatest. But apart from that, I'm very good. I hope you're well. I mean, 1-1 yesterday with you guys against Ghent, so you guys should be. And you won your last Premier League game as well, so you should be in good spirits. Every West Ham fan I've spoken to doesn't seem to be Listen, you guys know the club inside out, so that I understand there might be things that I don't get to see and know about. But yeah, I'm good. I hope you're well.
Yeah, good stuff. I think it's difficult because we're going into this, and you, of course, without Europe helps you with the helps you to try and go on and win the title. Now, I think just with that sole focus, and we've sort of talked about we are down there firmly in this relegation battle, and we are the only team there with Europe, and that's another factor that comes in to Sunday. Playing that Thursday, Sunday is incredibly difficult. But in terms of Arsenal, then I mean, I'm sure you get asked this question every single week. What's happened? What's gone right there this season?
That's a good question. I don't get asked this as much. I get asked, "Are you going to win the league?" every bloody day. But what's gone right? There's been a culmination of things, really. I think one of the main things we've got to talk about is Mikel Arteta. Many people, I guess, were wrong about him. There might have been a phase where I had my doubts, but I never really said Arteta out. I definitely had doubts with him, and the board chose to stuck by him. A lot of people aren't fans of the board, but they made a brave decision in sticking by him through times where he could have easily been sacked, especially when we're in an era where sacking managers is normal. What is it? The record amount of managers sacked so far, I think it's 12 this season. So they stuck with him, and everything he said, he wanted to change the culture, bring in a certain type of player. Has just clicked. It's just worked, and players just stepped up. The likes of Bukayo Saka is unbelievable. I think many fans, even rival fans, will agree he's been a superb starlet for Arsenal, and even previous seasons, but this season really has kicked on. Martinelli the same. Everything just kind of come to fruition, and I kind of saw it in pre-season. As much as people try to say, "Calm down, Cecil, it's only pre-season." I'm not really one to calm down at things. I mean, I print the Premier League table at Christmas. People know how I am, how excited I get when things are going well. So I think the main thing is Mikel Arteta, but it's a combination of things. It's the atmosphere. It's the everything. It's the vibe between fans and players. It's the players are performing well. It's the belief. It's the fact that you mentioned at the beginning. There's no Europe now, and we can only focus on the Premier League. It's the players that we've brought in that change the mindset of certain players that were just looking for top four and saying, no, we can go on and win this. There's a lot of reasons, and I'm definitely missing a load because there's a load of hurdles that everyone speaks about that Arsenal to get through, but we've gone through them with flying colours. But I really think the catalyst is Mikel Arteta in all of this. So for me, definitely that.
Yeah, and I think, as a fan base, we sat down and watched you last weekend up at Anfield. First half an hour, we were like, "Oh, what's happening Sunday? Can we do something else?" And then it's sort of evened out in the end. But getting a point at Anfield, no matter the form that Liverpool are in, is still a decent result. But I do think now it puts City, in that sort of reach of you now with the game in hand and with. And with them still got to play. So how important now not picking up 3 points last week is for you this week to just get that win for you?
Yeah, listen, I don't. Normally I go into a fan channels, and I come with like not an arrogance, but a confidence, because the top of the Premier League also been so good this season. I'm so proud of my team, and I've enjoyed watching every week. And yeah, listen, going to Anfield, people won't want to hear it, but it was a good point in the end because Liverpool literally they missed a penalty. Ramsdale kept us in the game, and I haven't said it on AFTV, but I think we got away with one a little bit. And the reason why I don't think many of us fans want to say that, but it's the truth. We played very well, like you mentioned, that first 30 minutes. Unbelievable football. Me and Robbie were actually in awe. Like there was moments we couldn't believe what we were seeing, and we were so comfortable. Obviously, things changed, and Anfield did Anfield things. But yeah, no, I mean, come Sunday, 3 points is massive. And again, I said this today. I'm so bad. Should be saying this. I'm like, I'm looking past this game. Famous last words, of course, and it's not good to say that, but I really am. I am looking past it. As long as the players aren't, I'm a fan, and I'm going to be there Sunday. But I expect, and I haven't really felt like this all season, but I expect Arsenal to go on and do the job. I remember we played Palace at home not too long ago, and I was with the Arsenal fans, and they were like, "Don't worry, this is light work. We'll get this done." But I'm always cautious. At the moment, my mindset now is it is City. It is City. It's a City game. I know we've got Southampton as well next week Friday, but I'm looking ahead a little bit. But yeah, West Ham will listen. They got a lot to fight for, so it's not going to be an easy game. It never is, but. Yeah, it's important we get 3 points. The boys are going to be firing and ready for those 3 points. We need them. Because like you said, a lot of people are now looking at City to say it's in their hands instead of Arsenal's. I still think it's in our hands personally. I really do. But pressure really should be on City. I know people are going to look at us, but it should be on them. They've got Haaland. They're there for the triple right now, and the treble. Yeah. Sorry, they're going for the treble. And if they don't come up with anything this season, come out of any silverware, huge disappointment for them. So yeah, big 3 points this Sunday. The boys will be ready for it, but I'm not feeling the pressure, I'll be honest.
I think, looking at it as well is that Saliba, are we sort of expecting him to be back there, or Rob Holding, who I thought was, Rob Holding could do Rob Holding things sometimes, but with Gabriel along his side, then it shouldn't be an issue, I don't think.
Yeah, listen, it'll be Rob Holding back like his hairline. He'll be there like his hair transplant. He'll be back there, solid. Saliba, even Mikel Arteta's press conference today, he kind of ruled out Saliba, so it's unlikely Saliba's going to be there. Eddie Nketiah will be back. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that strikes fear in you, but it doesn't strike fear in many fans. But Eddie Nketiah should be back amongst the squad. I don't think he will start, but Saliba, I don't think will be there. But if I'm honest, I know Rob Holding gave away the penalty at Liverpool at Anfield, but I'm happy with Rob. Listen, I think he'll be able to. He can do a job. He could do a job. For you, Jake, though, who's your striker? I know you've got Antonio, but like, what's going on with where's Scamacca? Like, there's a lot of players. I'm just like, you've got a good side. I'll be honest. And I heard Paqueta. Well, I watched some of the highlights. And I heard Paqueta played well again yesterday, I believe. But yeah, like who's going to be up front? Will it be Antonio? Like, do you know? Will it be Antonio?
Well, it's a difficult one. Moyes has ruled out Scamacca. He's got to have an operation tomorrow, so there won't be no Scamacca involved. So that's putting that one to the side. And then I'd expect it to be Antonio because Ings started last night. I'd prefer it to be Antonio, to be honest, because the way we play football, we just completely kill strikers. We've done it for years and we continue to. Antonio's been the only one that's just sort of resolutely stood there and sort of kept on going and scored a few goals every season for a good few now. We've brought in Ings, we all know a Premier League proven striker, and we've just not played to his strengths at all, and it's been frustrating for him. I know he scored last night. I wouldn't expect him to start again. He may come on with 20 minutes to go, but I'd expect Antonio to be up there, which I think did cause you a few problems on Boxing Day. I think he started up there and I think it was a surprise to us when we sort of stuck it on you a little bit and we went 1-0 up. As fortunate as it was, we went 1-0 up and we sort of stuck it on you a little bit. And I'd expect Antonio to be there. And if Moyes and his backroom stuff have got any tactical now, so I'm hoping that they're going to go just try and get the ball and just run at them. But who knows? I'd expect Antonio to be up there. Does that fear you? Probably not.
No, you know what? I don't want to be that guy, but yeah, I just think, listen, Gabriel has been superb. Gabriel Magalhaes in defense. So I believe he should be able to handle Antonio. But Rob Holding as well is very solid. And funny, me and Mikel Antonio was at the same, well, not the same time, but the same club. We came from Tottenham Mitcham first team. But yeah, no, I like Mikel Antonio. I know he's just not the he's not the prolific goal scorer I think that West Ham needs. But I like him as a person and a player. So yeah, it's just a shame he's just not the levels. And I think we'll be. I don't want to say comfortable because he can always cause problems, but I'm not worried. I'm not feared at all with him starting.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame you. See, this is the sort of thought that's going around our fan base. 8-0 and that's sensible, man. What has life come to?
This is what I'm saying. We was with Nicky today doing preview and Dan Lawson as well, and we were and Nicky was like, with my heart saying 2-2, and I was like, a draw. And then he goes, but you want me to be real? It's going to be about 6-1. I said, what? I hadn't even predicted 6-1. I said, what 6-1? He's like, bro. He's like, honestly. But you listen. Any football's a strange game, and especially when teams are in the business end. Listen, strange results happen. Never like I'm not gonna. As much as my prediction will be quite a big score prediction, anything can happen in football. So guys, I don't know how bad West Ham have been this season. I know you're sitting at 14, but I think the 8-0 is crazy.
I just think the pessimism doesn't land with the players. It lands with what we're going to do. We can expect. We went to Ghent and we parked the bus, and you can fully expect us to do that again on Sunday. It'll be 9 men behind the ball, or even 10 men behind the ball, and we'll try and suck a point out of you, which I don't think will work. But that is what Moyes will try and do there. He'll try and put Antonio right up there, just stay there and try and cause some problems. And we've got this weird illusion where we seem to play 5 at the back some weeks. We have a 3-man midfield and there's still massive holes in our midfield and defence. I don't know where they come from, but I'm thinking Sunday Odegaard's just going to completely run through us and everyone else.
Yeah, you got this. I mean, listen, you can sit back and you can catch us on the counter. I'm telling you that can happen. It happened at Bournemouth in the first 11 seconds. Not at Bournemouth, at Arsenal, but against Bournemouth, it can happen. And okay, of course, we ended up winning that game, but that is a tactic. But if we do score first or early, there's a stat at the moment going around from Opta saying Arsenal are the only team now that if they score first, they haven't lost a game all season. So that
won't change on Sunday.
That's a worrying stat. And if you score first, you can sit back, but most teams want to come out and play. And if you come out and play against us, and this is not even being arrogant, just we can when we play, we can really, really play, and I've loved that. So, I mean, I think what Moyes is going to do, I think you're right. I think he might sit back and try and hit us on the counter. And if it works, it can, like I said, it can work. But if it doesn't, and we get a goal, and you have to open up and try and go at us, it might be a long afternoon.
Yeah, I think that'll be the sort of tactic, and if we do get a couple of chances, because we're bound to have a couple of chances, we can't go 90 minutes not having a chance. We've got to take those chances, and we've got to be effective in what we do. So Bowen's had a massive drop off this season, but he still can cause problems depending on the team selection, who he goes with on the left hand side, whether it's Ben Rama or Cornet. I hope he goes for Cornet just for that bit of pace because we are a very paceless football team, and coming up against you've got pace coming out of your ears everywhere. It could be it could turn into a difficult afternoon in that sense. But I'm sure one player you will be keeping an eye on is Declan Rice. Would you like to see him go to the Emirates in the summer? I can see you smiling.
Oh, Jake, I'm enjoying this preview. I hope everyone else is. I'll be honest, I'm really enjoying this. It's nice to hear compliments about Arsenal, and then obviously, a player that we potentially might be picking. I did a space last night, a Twitter space, speaking to all the fans over on Twitter about the midfield options, and I thought Rice was going to come up a lot, but he actually didn't. It was more Bellingham, Caicedo, and those sort of players. Onana came up a bit, but Declan Rice is a prime target now. Listen, I don't know if I can be saying things, but sources have been telling me from a while ago this is kind of a done deal to happen. I got told this back in January by very players, actual players. So in the Premier League. So listen, things can change very last minute. Other people can come in for midfielders and things can change. But at that moment, I was hearing craziness that Declan Rice has got it in mind. He's going to Arsenal. He's even deciding what number he wants and all this. Listen, I would like him. I think he's a great player. Listen, I want a defensive midfielder, whoever it is. I know Declan can play in the 6 as well. Whoever it is, sorry, the 8, whoever it is, I don't mind, but I know we need to upgrade in that position or have cover for Partey. Whether it's a Bellingham, whether it's a Nana, whether it's a Caicedo, whether it's a Declan Rice. I really like Declan Rice. I think he has more technical ability than people give him credit for. I've seen him in training videos. I've spoke to people and players that are close to him, and they say he's got so much tech you wouldn't believe it. And he breaks up play, he reads the game well. The English tax will bump up his price a lot, which I don't love. But listen, I think he'll bode well in Arsenal. I think he'll get on with a lot of the players. I think Arsenal's the right club for him. He's still in London. Not much has to change. I think he'll be a really good fit. I think he will definitely improve this Arsenal side. It just depends on where he goes. I don't see Declan Rice coming here to be a number 2 and be a second to Partey. I think he wants to be playing first team football and Champions League football. I think he has to go to the next step up. So yeah, if he's going to come, it might even be a Xhaka replacement, and that I can see happening. I'm not angry with that at all. I know I think it was Roy Keane that kind of criticised him and what does he do and is he really that good? I had those question marks as well, but I believe he is. I don't agree with what Roy Keane was saying. And
we've definitely sort of seen this season. There's been, last season I thought he was immense. This season there's been a slight drop off in form. He still has had those incredible games. I mean, one that comes to mind when we went to Newcastle away a couple of months ago. He was, he was a cut above. And in games like this, I can expect him to step up. And I don't think he was particularly good on Thursday last night. He will obviously start the Thursday, Sunday because he is our best player. So he will start, and depending on who partners him, I think it will be Souček. And if you do get a ball when you're about 3-0 up, just watch Souček and just sort of see what he does, because you'll get a ball very quickly. There's not a lot there.
I used to love when he first came to you guys.
So did we.
Like, this guy is a ball. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how did we miss out on this? And now he's just gone off a cliff. Like, honestly, I'm so shocked at the turnaround in player. Like, I don't know what happened. I mean, is it age? It might be old age. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is, but he just fell off, isn't it? I don't think he didn't have an injury or anything. It just
words can't describe what's happened there. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Let's take some of these comments. What is the record Premier League defeat? It won't be that bad. I think you'll beat us comfortably, but I don't think it's going to be that bad, Peter. I don't think it'll be that bad. Should get the bricklayers in tomorrow morning to build the walls in the goal. Play Mubamba, they won't know anything about the way he plays, and I think something that the fans will want, which Moyes,
the academy player, right? Your youth team, is that youth team player? Is he the left back or is he the
he's a striker.
Good player, by the way.
Good player. Yeah, he's sort of burst himself on the scene. He's he scored some really, really good goals, and I think that's what might do it as well. If we start, I'd like to see us start Cornet and just a bit of an element of surprise, because if you've got any tactical, people in your club, then you'll quite clearly, after watching two of our games, know what we're going to do. Just a sort of element of surprise. And I think what we need as well is a bit of belief. And you mentioned that Bournemouth game a little bit earlier. They came to the Emirates, they had a bit of belief. They scored early. Yes, it was fortunate scoring inside 11 seconds at the end, but they didn't get anything in the end. But just a bit of fight is what we want to see, and I think that might rumble up. And we saw last week, I think the big turning point was that sort of Xhaka moment last week, and it sort of got the crowd up. And I think you are a side that could be rattled. I don't think we can rattle you, but I certainly think you can be.
I agree. No, that's a great point. Great point. Yeah.
And I think if we start off well, we can test you for 15 seconds, and we'll try, but I think what it comes down to is the shackles on these players, from Moyes. It will be, and the order will be, go out there, try and protect the point. If we go 1-0 down, keep doing it. Last 15 minutes, we'll try and go for it a bit more. We'll open up, and you'll probably score another couple. But
do you want Moyes, Jake? Just quickly, Moyes. Are you saying stick with him till the end of the season? Because there's not many amazing managers out there. Or are you done? Like, where are you at? So I like to ask West Ham fans this.
Yeah, it's been a really difficult time because obviously, and to a day, this is 1 year ago today was that night in Lyon where we beat them 3-0 and got through to the semis, and there's been a lot of looking back on the last year or so today, especially, and it all went wrong pretty much from the turn of the year, really, and it's been looming for a long time. We could have sacked him before before the World Cup break. We thought there was a bit of a resurgence when we played you on Boxing Day, and a couple of other games we saw a little bit of okay, this is getting a bit better, but we've seen some dreadful performances. We've seen a lot of sackable offences, and the board have stood there by him, which I thought, that game against Fulham last week, I thought if we lost that, I thought we would have gone. But I hold the hope there that we've got enough to stay up now. But I would have sacked him a long time ago. And if we would have lost to Fulham last weekend, I would have went anybody, absolutely anybody. They'll stick with him until the end of the season, and 99% of the fan base will or do want him gone, but we're going to just try and have to see, and there'll be 60,000 looking like this on Sunday, I think. But we've got to have a go against you as well. There's no point sitting back, and yes, you can tear teams apart, and you've done that on a number of occasions this season, but the predictable sort of go out with a whimper, lose 3-0 is probably what will happen. But I think maybe if we can go at you, then you might be a little bit taken aback, and there might be something that could happen there.
I agree.
But
I agree. It could go. Listen, obviously, I'm going to be confident in Arsenal, but there's, as a fan, this is a young side. Like I know, I don't want to use it too much as a negative because it shows how good we are, but it also comes down to no one's been in this title race. I mean, obviously the Zinchenko's and Jesus, but the young boys haven't been here before, and there's a lot of pressure riding on the last 8 games. So it can happen. It can happen. You could shock us, like you said. Listen, I know West Ham fans have been watching you guys. You guys have been watching your team week in, week out, and you might be thinking, listen, it's probably not going to happen. But like I said, you never know. There's a lot of pressure. It's the Premier League, and this is the last 8 games of business end. And I have faith in my boys, but I don't think West Ham fans should have complete and utter, just no hope come Sunday. But yeah.
Question for you, Sharky says, does Cecil think Saka will become a world-class player, or do you think he already is a world-class player?
Become 100%. Is he now is the actual question. And I've had many arguments with people, serious arguments on the phone, because I believe he is. Now, I believe he is. I won't go ages into it because I can literally talk about this for an hour. But the world class can be debated by playing in the best competition. The best competition is Champions League, of course. But every challenge he's had from when he first came in, he's overcome. From when he first played at left back, played that position, done really well. We got a trophy while he was there at the FA Cup, and then next season he progressed and got better. And the next season he progressed again and got better. And then this season he's been phenomenal. He's been world-class level, definitely 100%. His numbers are crazy, goals and assists. And in the World Cup, listen, Champions League is definitely the barometer, is the highest level. But just underneath that is World Cup. I don't know what other competition defines how good you can be when you're playing against the best players for their countries. And he outshined literally the whole of England most games. He got the most man of the matches throughout the tournament, and I think in the Euros as well. He, to me, is a world-class talent. I believe he is. And star boy Saka, on and off the pitch, people love him. I think he's superb. I got no more. I've got no superlatives to describe him because he's just incredible. What a young man. Yeah.
Trying to clutch at straws a little bit of areas we can try and exploit. I've seen a few Arsenal fans, and I know Twitter isn't a real resemblance of the fan base, but Zinchenko, he seems to be getting a little bit of criticism as of late, out of position. I've seen some people saying he plays more of a midfielder than he does a left back. Do you think that is somewhere he gets caught in no man's land?
No, because getting caught in no man's land can be seen is definitely a negative connotation for it. I think he doesn't get caught in no man's land. He does sometimes give away the ball in dangerous scenarios, which when a team's very good, like Liverpool, I think Liverpool are probably the best at it. They can, if they get the ball of Zinchenko, they can exploit that space so quickly. No other team really has done that this season. When he's lost the ball, I don't know how, but because I find it so baffling because he could be on the other side of the pitch, but it never gets exposed. But against Liverpool, that did happen because they're so quick at targeting that area. But Zinchenko playing in that midfield and on the right and on the left, and I say this up, down, left, right, that's part of our attack. That's actually part of our offensive tactics. That actually is what suffocates teams, that extra man. So I wouldn't see it as something that a team can get at unless you're super quick at getting the ball off him and exploiting it. But I don't see West Ham ever being able to do that. And that's not even trying to be disrespectful. That is the best of the best being able to do it. And even Liverpool, I think they only really did it like once. So I don't think if you're looking at weaknesses for Arsenal, honestly, the only thing I can say, and I don't even know if it is a weakness, is you target Rob Holding, but he is having a good run in the team at the moment. But it's either target Rob Holding or what he said, you rattle Arsenal, but by the atmosphere or you get in their heads. But I think it'll be a professional performance from Arsenal come Sunday. So I don't think that's an option. I think it is you target a player. Liverpool tried to put their press when Partey picked up the ball. That didn't work. So yeah, I think it's Rob Holding you're going to need to look at, or aerial balls, corners, and set pieces. But that's the only, and that's me clutching
at straws. Yeah, it is. No, this is the tactic we need to deploy. We need to try and try the old trigger, pumping the ball into the stands at every opportunity. Just get it and just pump it into the stand, and then we might scrape a draw.
This is what I'm worried about, though. I'm laughing, but this is my biggest fear. Honestly, Jake, right? If we concede first, yeah. I've been to Arsenal almost every game this season, yeah. It's the time wasting that. I know it frustrates Arsenal loads, the players and the manager. I see how angry Mikel gets, but us as fans, it's the most infuriating thing. Yeah. And because the referees don't get a hold of it, so that is definitely an option. But that depends if you guys go 1-0 up, I say, because if it's 0-0 and you're wasting time from minute one, we will get in at some point.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Let's move on to a prediction then. I'll give mine after. I'll give two. I'm gonna sort of shadow Nikki and give a heart and a head prediction. So I think that's the wisest way of doing it. But you go first. Prediction, mate.
Okay, so my prediction 3-0, just a whitewash, sorry. But a whitewash. I'm gonna go 3-0 because listen, if we don't concede against you guys, then we haven't conceded against one London team away this whole season. It's a record. So I wanna achieve that. I want them to achieve that. I mean, these records mean probably nothing to people and that are listening and watching, but to me, it's just a nice thing to say. We went all across London. I didn't concede once, which I think is incredible from Arsenal this season. So yeah, I want to complete that pack with a clean sheet, but 3-0. And I don't know who scores them, but there'll be goals, I'm assuming.
Somebody will. And we might even help you out of an own goal as well. You never know. Peter says, I think even Arsenal fans have been shocked how good Ramsdale has been since they signed him. He's got under, opposition fan and player skins as well. He's just the player you want in this sort of battle, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Ramsdale, listen, I've been on AFTV for many years now, a couple of years, and when he first was linked to us, boy, I had a lot to say. It was a lot of money, but fair play to the boy. He proved us all wrong, a lot of us, and he's been superb, unbelievable. The saves he made last week were sensational.
In the last second, I was like, how's he kept that out?
Literally, and like you said there, like he will get under a lot of other fans' skin because he would if he was another team for me. But for us, when you're that team that you're supporting, he's doing it, you love it. So big up Ramsdale, man, and his dad's a legend. He goes to all the games, and sometimes I sit near him. He's a good laugh. So big up Ramsdale.
Let's see some of your predictions. The first bit of positivity I've seen for a while. Actually, 1-0 West Ham win. Now, if that happens, Lawrence, somebody get the lottery numbers off of you. 11-1 Arsenal, says Peter. 1-1 draw. 2-2 Desmond. Shug says 3-1 to Arsenal. I think that's a smart one. I'm gonna go 1-1 and 3-0 is what I'm gonna go for. Trying to be a little bit more optimistic with a 1-1. If that happens, then I'll be just as shocked as the next person.
3-0 to you, yeah? Or...
No.
I was going to say. Joking. Cool.
No.
3-0 Arsenal.
3-0 to Arsenal, I think, yeah. I just can't see it. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it'll be an interesting one. It'll be
we'll
an
see.
interesting one.
We'll see. Some
Yeah.
final thoughts then, Cecil, before I let you go.
Big up you, Jake, for bringing me on. I really enjoyed it. And do you know what? It's always nice to hear other fans speak about the club you support. And I want to say, and this is Robbie. This literally, you might watch some of the content coming out on AFTV, but he says this. This is no disrespect, but I really hope you guys stay up. And that's not even like trying to say. I just hope you will. I believe you will. I don't ever see you guys going down. I know it is very hit and miss. I think it's like 3 points before you start getting into like that sort of conversation. But I hope you guys stay up. You're a historical club, and I like West Ham. I really do. So big up you, Jake, for bringing me on. Big up West Ham. Obviously, good luck with everything going forward. Not this Sunday. But yeah, and I think Moyes has served you guys well as well, and I understand a lot of the West Ham fans' frustration, and I think there will be a time for him to move on. But yeah, it might just be towards the end of the season now. But yeah. Sunday, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. And yeah, I like going to London Stadium. And I just see Richard just putting a comment there, youth final. I'll be there as well. Big up to your youth team players. Like you mentioned before, you mentioned one of the players today. I know your left back's very good as well. Very good. And big up your youth team. That West Ham's always had a good academy. Even when I was playing back in the day, they've always had a top academy. But to be in the youth cup final is a massive achievement. So it shows that West Ham aren't in complete turmoil. There's still things good over there. So no, all the best to you guys, and Sunday will be good.
We try and brand ourselves the Academy of Football. That's the only way we're going to beat you this season, is if we beat you in the Youth Cup. That should be a good night. And I think you're about 5th or 6th in the table. We're top, and I think if we beat you tomorrow, we win the league. So we will beat you tomorrow, hopefully. Wow. Hopefully, we need 1 point to lift the trophy against you boys tomorrow.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, we will hopefully beat you tomorrow. It won't be at London Stadium. It'll be at the training ground. But
yeah, mad. I didn't know that. I should know that. Amazing. Well, big up the youth boys. I work with a lot of youth teams across the country, so big them up. They're the future. So, yeah, man.
They certainly are. Well, I wish you good luck for Sunday, but you will most definitely not need it. Or, well, you never know. You never know. Football's a funny game.
It is.
Football is a funny game. Cecil, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll see you soon. Full preview coming tomorrow. Match day content on Sunday. And yeah, we'll have, of course, a review. And hopefully I won't have to do double digits when I type the review title out on Sunday. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.